Hello, my name is Carl, and ever since I moved out of my old home, I'm still writing about it to this day. So it was a normal day, and I was out at Cheddar's with some friends. For personal reasons, I'm just going to call them David and Miles. We had a fun time there, eating burgers, talking, making jokes about things, and more. While David and I were talking about high school, I felt my phone vibrate. I looked at it, and I got this strange text from an unknown number. It said, "Let's play." I got confused, but I just decided to ignore it. I got back to talking with David and Miles. We talked about what we were going to do once it was summer, and then I felt my phone vibrate again. I looked at it, and this time it said, "I see you." This time I was really getting uncomfortable, so I told my friends about it. They didn't believe me, so I was about to show them, but then when I looked, the messages were gone. I thought I was imagining things, but I could have sworn I felt the vibration of my phone. This is where I get goosebumps, so I told my friends I had to go. They understood and said bye to me. After I left the restaurant, I got into my car and started to drive home. After what seemed like 20 minutes, I got another message on my phone. I looked at it, and when I saw it said, "I'm standing at your porch." After I saw that message, I got to a stoplight, and I was shivering. I didn't know who the heck this person was or what he wanted from me. After 30 more minutes, I finally made it to my neighborhood, but something was odd. Every light in people's houses were off, even though it was only 6:35 p.m. I made it to my house, and I swear I saw a light turn on and off. I was literally shaking at this point. Then I got another message. It said, "I'm inside your bed." At this point, I just froze in place with my mouth wide open in terror. I walked inside my house slowly, and then made it into my bathroom closet. I literally saw the attic door shut forcefully, and then I started getting a call. I answered it and said, "Hello?" No response. Then I said, "Is this some kind of joke to you?" I then heard distorted breathing, and for some odd reason, it sounded like Miles. I said, "Miles, I know it's you." Then I heard Miles say, "Run." And then there was a loud and constant thumping, with a distorted scream that no longer sounded like Miles. I nearly peed myself, hung up the phone, ran in my garage, and got a crowbar. But then, that's when I got another freakish text. It said, "You can't hide from me." Then I started to hear loud footsteps that sounded like it came from one of those analog horror stories. But then it started to get quieter, until eventually I was too scared to attack whatever it was, so I dropped the crowbar and made a run for it. I made it inside my car, put the keys in, and drove off. Whatever the heck that thing was started screaming distortedly again, and I got a good glimpse at it as I drove past my home, and it literally scarred my brain. It looked like an overlength man with raggedy clothes and a stretched out smile with blade-like teeth. I couldn't even see its eyes or the top of his head because of how tall he was, but I wasn't there to find out. I drove as fast as I could and made it to the police station. I told them about what happened. They checked my house, but they only found that my attic door was busted open, and that there was large footprints across my floor of something. Eventually, there was an investigation at my house, and for the meantime, I was staying with my friend David at their house. I got a call from Miles. I answered, and what he told me has had me anxious for a while. He said that he heard about the investigation at my house, but then told me that the same thing happened to him 2 years ago. I froze in shock, and then we ended the call. A couple days later, the police reached back out to me. They said that they saw a man in the woods trying to blend in with the trees, and that it looked exactly like how I described it. Then they said that they saw it form into a deer with a face. They also said that it ran away, and then that was the last they saw of it, and that they would do further investigation. A few weeks later, they ended the investigation because they haven't seen the creature ever since, and that I was free to go back to my home. When I heard that, I didn't even want to go back, and instead stayed with my friend David for a few more days. On June 17th, I decided that I was instead going to move out to a house next to David's, because at that point, I never wanted to go back to that house again. After successfully moving out, I heard that someone else moved into my old house. But then, just about 1 year later, there was another investigation going on at that home. Almost the same as last time, but instead, the person who moved in that house was murdered. I was confused. They were only there for a year. I thought whatever that thing was must be back. But then, just as I was reading about what happened, I heard a distorted breathing coming from the closet.